In this video, we will be going over articulated loader operation and required proper daily maintenance. For those who may be unfamiliar to articulated loaders, it is a heavy equipment machine used to move or load heavy and cumbersome materials. This video will be the first step in your training process with the goal of familiarizing yourself with an articulated loader. Before moving or operating an articulated loader, you must perform a pre-operation inspection. First, walk completely around the vehicle, checking for any broken or loose parts and any debris on the vehicle. If the vehicle is leaning towards one side, one of the tires, wheels, or suspension components may be damaged or the tire pressure may be incorrect. Ensure that all safety decals and warnings are visible and intact. After this, inspect the interior of the articulated loader. Remove any trash or debris inside of the cabin. Ensure that the seat belt, and horn functions properly. Ensure that the rollover protection structure, or ROPS, and falling object protective service, or FOPS, is in good condition by checking for any bends, missing or loose bolts, or broken welds. Next, ensure that all caps are properly tightened. This includes the fuel cap, hydraulic cap, radiator cap, and engine oil cap. While near each cap, ensure that each fluid is at their recommended level. If you see any fluid leaks, do not use your hand to stop the leak. Make sure the engine cover latch is properly secured after inspecting the engine bay. Lastly, check the condition of the lift arm. The lift arm should be properly greased, have no missing fasteners, bolts, or pins, and not have any leaks from the hoses or hydraulic cylinders. You should grease the articulated loader once a week or after approximately 10 hours of use. Before completing your pre-operation inspection, report and submit any potential issues. If none, you are ready to transport and operate the articulated loader. Be sure to follow all proper PPE procedures while operating the articulated loader. When driving and transporting the articulated loader, your truck and trailer should obey all over-the-road regulations. Check each binder and chain holding down the vehicle to ensure they are tight and secure and that there is not any excess chain hanging off of the trailer. If the articulated loader is not already loaded onto a trailer, please refer to how to load an articulated loader later on in this video. The two types of articulated loaders that we will be discussing how to operate are the Giant and the Gel. First will be the Giant. Enter the vehicle with 3 points of contact and then fasten your seatbelt. Near your left foot is the inching pedal, and near your right foot is the accelerator pedal. Note that the inching pedal can also function as a brake pedal, and note that the loader will automatically slow down when taking your foot off the accelerator pedal. Near the bottom of the steering wheel is the parking brake button, which you will need to use when either parking the vehicle or while transporting it. Also near the bottom of the steering wheel is the headlight button. To your right will be the joystick, which is where you will be controlling the transmission and lift arm. On top of the joystick is a toggle switch which controls the transmission. Sliding it all the way forward puts the Giant into drive, all the way backwards into reverse, and in the middle into neutral. To start the Giant, put the transmission in neutral and put the key in the ignition. In colder weather, a glow plug light indicator may light up on the instrument gauge. If so, hold the key forward in the ignition until the light disappears. After the light disappears, you may now start the engine, turn off the parking brake, and put the transmission into the desired mode. Pushing the joystick forward will lower the lift arm, while pushing the joystick backward will raise the lift arm. Pushing the joystick to the right will tilt the lift arm forward, while pushing the joystick to the left will tilt the lift arm backward. On the left and right sides of the joystick are 4 colored buttons. The yellow and green buttons on the top telescope the boom forward, while the white and blue buttons on the bottom retract the boom. On the back of the joystick are 2 red buttons and a trigger. The top red button opens the grapple, while the bottom red button closes the grapple. Squeezing and holding onto the trigger controls the locking differential. This will squeeze the locks together, forcing the wheels to turn and spin together, allowing for increased traction. This is useful when driving on difficult terrain or poor traction. Next to the joystick are 2 levers. The lever closest to the joystick functions the same as the red buttons. Pushing the lever to the right will open the grapple, while pushing the lever to the left will close the grapple. The lever farthest away from the joystick functions the same as the 4 colored buttons. Pushing the lever to the right will telescope the boom, while pushing the lever to the left will retract the boom. Operating a gal is very similar to operating a giant. The primary difference is that you will find no colored buttons on the gal's joystick because the gal's arms do not telescope. Also, on top of the joystick on either side of the toggle switch are 2 buttons. The left button toggles between operating the gal fast or slow, while the right button toggles the locking differential on and off. The gal has only 1 lever in front of the joystick, as opposed to 2 levers behind the joystick on the Giant. Pulling the lever up opens the grapple, while pushing the lever down closes the grapple. While operating an articulated loader, there are many precautions to take in order to reduce the risk of accidents and damage towards yourself, nearby people, the vehicle, and the worksite. Take a look at your nearby surroundings for obstacles or other people before driving the articulated loader. Drive the articulated loader slowly and carefully. It is different than driving a car, so allow yourself time to get used to its different operation. Match your speed with the load and terrain. For safe operation, drive slowly with the load as low as possible. At the same time, be cognizant of dragging brush, as you could damage turf, outdoor furniture, house siding, or anything valuable. Watch for swinging branches, as it can harm people, property, and the vehicle. When driving the articulated loader, avoid sharp turns while carrying a load, as turning can easily change the center of gravity. If you feel any change in gravity, let off the accelerator pedal and put the load down. Driving with the heavy end going upward will help avoid changes in the center of gravity. Be aware of all ground conditions such as moisture, soft spots, change in ground material, and change in grade. In the event of a rollover, do not jump from a tipping machine, as statistics have shown that more severe injuries occur when jumping from a rolling machine as opposed to staying inside with your seatbelt fastened and hands secured. If you need to temporarily stop the machine, put the load on the ground and not suspended in the air. Put the vehicle in neutral and set the parking brake. When walking around the articulated loader, do not put your body in cramped, tight, or moving areas. Once you are finished operating the articulated loader, turn off the engine and remove any debris from the vehicle or trailer. If the engine will not turn off, check to see if the battery disconnect is in the on position. If it is in the off position, the engine will not turn off. Before loading the articulated loader onto the trailer, ensure that the transportation vehicle and trailer are on solid and even ground. Please note that there are more details and precautions to take when you are using a trailer to load and unload other vehicles. This video focuses primarily on operating an articulated loader. Please seek assistance if you have not been properly trained on using a trailer. Load the articulated loader onto the trailer with the heavier end facing the truck for better balance and stability. When loaded on the trailer, put the vehicle in neutral, set the parking brake, and lower the lift arm so that there is contact with the trailer. Afterwards, turn off the engine, unfasten your seatbelt, and begin tying down the vehicle with chains. Chains should be tightened securely with binders, and loose chains should not make contact with the road. For giants, here are the various tie-down points. For gals, here are the various tie-down points. The next step now in your training is to coordinate a meeting with your crew leader or production manager to receive hands-on experience with the articulated loaders.